So in today's video, we are going to give you 5 unrated tips, beginner to advanced, that nobody teaches you.
So let's go.
Tip number 1. We all know that there are moments in paddle where you're going to have to be in an uncomfortable position and you're going to have to reach for the ball. You're not always in the correct position all the time, right? So in that case, if there's a ball that's hard to reach, for example, if one comes close to the net and you're here and you get a far ball and you have to struggle to reach to get the ball, one very important tip is to always play in the direction where the ball is. So in this instance, you want to play straight or to the right side of the court. If you're reaching for a ball and you play cross, that leaves you in a very tight position because now you have all this space available for the opponent to hit to. Okay, so now I'm going to show you the correct way to do it first. So I'm at the volley. So since the ball is coming to this side of my body, that's where I want to hit it. Now this is what you don't want to do.
Why?
Yeah, so as you can see, I had to put all my body weight to the right side to receive the ball. And then if I'm sending the ball to the left, that gives the opponent all this area to make a point on me. And because my body weight is leaning this way to receive the ball, it's gonna take me that much more effort to get myself over here to block again. So if I'm here, my body weight is to the right side of me. If I play cross, it gives me very little time to try and receive the ball here.
So tip number 2 is to have the same preparation for all of your overhead shots. This is super important because it makes your life way easier. And then another big thing is that it allows you to fake so your opponents don't know which shot that you're gonna play. So from here, you know that it's very difficult to do either a rulo or a smash because kind of like from here the racket goes to the right side. So if you see a player doing this, you can even like step in one step to maybe try to block it because the Vibora, since it has the slice effect, it's most likely that it's gonna float a bit more, you know, so you can actually volley that ball.
Can you show me what the preparation looks like for all the overhead shots?
The preparation should look something like this, where your arm is kind of like 90 degrees and the top of your racket is up. So from here, you don't know if I'm gonna hit a rulo, if I'm gonna hit a Vibora, or if I'm gonna hit a smash. So you wanna try to avoid dropping the top of the racket too much. For example, sometimes when you are gonna hit by 3 or smash, like you can see how players kind of like do this huge long preparation, which, you know, the opponent knows that you're gonna already hit. But if you prepare the same way here and then you just accelerate and hit, it's very difficult sometimes for the opponents to read that, you know? So always try to keep this preparation same. But now let's put it in real play. So Nini is gonna be throwing me love, and I challenge you to try to guess which shot I'm gonna do.
Nice. Tip number 3, the Chiquita and Run. This is actually a tip that I think we've already said previously in one of our videos, but I'm gonna say it again because it's a really great one. So whenever you make a Chiquita from the back of the court, even if it's a mistake, you wanna make sure that you run towards the net. There's a couple reasons for this. One is because, of course, it allows you to take the net position, gets you in an offensive position, but also because it's important to be there in case your opponent makes a drop shot. If you make a Chiquita, the ball is falling low, so it's very likely that the return is gonna be a drop shot, and that's something that's gonna be very difficult for you to reach if you're all the way at the back. So by running forward, you're getting in position and prepared in case of a drop shot, and also you're coming up to get a ball in case it floats, because it's going to be a lot more easy for you to attack. So if the ball comes high, you can attack to your opponent's feet. If the ball comes middle, you can maybe find the spaces. And if the ball comes back low, you can either return with a lob if they're very close to the net, or you can return with another Chiquita. If you have space, always go for the Chiquita first. If your opponents are super close to the net, then is when you want to play your lob. So another very important tip is that if you're hitting a Chiquita from the back and it's parallel, you have to make sure that you come up first before your partner, and your partner stays a little bit behind you, but also up with you. The reason for this is because if you miss the return ball, you have your partner there as backup to block that center spot. And then the same thing goes if you hit cross. If you're hitting cross, then you have to wait a bit and your partner has to go up first, and then you're gonna stand right just a little bit behind your partner. So if your partner misses, then you can be there to cover your partner.
All right, so let's put this into a practical example. Imagine that Nini and I are playing a match and she is do a chiquita, straight. She should run and then I should be just behind her to cover this center spot. So here, everything is covered. And now let's see what would happen if I go first and she stays behind me. With the same ball, Nini hits a chiquita and I reach first and she stays more behind. You see how there's like a big gap here? If I don't reach, Nini can't reach because the opponent has here kind of like a highway to just make the point. The other way around, if she's in front and I'm here, all the spots are covered. If she will cross the chiquita to the other side, like cross, then I will go first and then she will be covering the center behind me. So tip number 4 is to do high lobs to the corner. In Padel, there's a lot of different types of lob, but the high lob to the corner is actually the most effective one in order for you to be able to take the net. So it's a lob that you shouldn't do when you get a difficult ball. Actually, you shouldn't lob from any difficult ball. If the ball is easy for you, then yes, do a high lob to the corner. That way, your opponent will be very uncomfortable and it's most likely that they're gonna let the ball bounce. And from here, the good thing too is that you eradicate the possibility for them to do a good bajada, because once the ball bounces here, first they don't have so much directions where they can hit. Usually the ball from here goes always to the center, and it's, you know, sometimes it's very difficult because it kind of like stays close to the glass. It's more uncomfortable to do a bajada from there rather than if you hit a high lob here, that here you have, you know, all the court free, you have all the angles. It's actually easier for your opponent to attack that ball.
What situation would you do a fast lob?
So let's imagine you're defending, the opponent just volley you and they just hit a slice volley into the center. So you arrive and this ball, it's not that difficult for me to not be able to lob. From here, it's almost impossible that I can do an incredible lob to the corner, you know, because the ball goes fast, very low. I'm not in the best position. So from here, it would be a fast lob better. From here, boom. The situations where you could do a high lob is if instead of getting that ball so low here, now the ball, imagine that it bounces more and you're hitting it here. If the ball goes like this, then yes, aim for a high lob to the corner because you are in a comfortable position. So every time you are in a comfortable position, do that type of lob.
Why wouldn't you do a fast lob to the corners?
Well, you don't want to do a fast lob to the corners because the fast lob is lower. So that means that the player that is on the left side can catch it so easy to smash or to do like a very easy rulo. You know, it's not high enough for them to be uncomfortable.
So tip number 5, this is actually a tip that I've mentioned once before, but I think it's a very good one. And that is to hit to the lateral glass or to the corners when you're doing your Vibora or Bandeja shots. So you want to aim to the corner or to the lateral glass.
Why?
Good question. So the reason for this is because, well, 2 reasons. One is the rebound is going to be a lot more difficult for your opponent to answer. Come over here with me. If you're hitting to the lateral glass, they're going to have to defend off of 2 walls because the ball is going to bounce here and here. And so that they're going to have to turn. It's going to be a little bit more complicated for them to answer. Versus if you're hitting to the center, it's just 1 rebound. And normally the bandeja or the vibora, the rebound is quite easy to answer. It's not like a smash where the ball comes closer to the net. So if they're already defending in the back, the rebound is low, it's going to be way easier for them to answer, versus if you're hitting to the lateral glass, it's going to make it a little bit more confusing, a little bit more complicated. Another reason is that if you hit to the back glass, it kind of sets your opponent up a little bit, because if the rebound comes up a little bit, then your opponent can actually get closer to the net, which gives them more opportunity to get the offensive position. So if you guys like this video, if you found it helpful, then please check out our other video where we cover 5 unrated advanced tips that nobody teaches you.
If you like the video, give it a like and subscribe for more videos like this.
Thank you for watching, guys.